Good afternoon. Please be seated. Wow. What an amazing, beautiful day. So excited to be here. Good afternoon and welcome to the Sam Fox Recognition Ceremony for the class of 2025. I'm Carmen Colangelo, the Ralph J. Nagel Dean, and I want to thank all the parents, family, and friends who are here joining us on this momentous occasion as we come together to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our Sam Fox School graduates at Washington University. For all you moms out there, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I hope our celebrations this afternoon will make for an even more special and memorable occasion for all of you. Graduates in the class of 2025, you are indeed a special cohort. Each of you has successfully navigated your degree requirements through periods of national and global transition and uncertainty. You have demonstrated great resilience and optimism in the face of many challenges, and you've also shown a strong commitment to activism and to making our planet a better place. As aspects of our world continue to shift, we constantly are in the process of responding to environmental, political, and technological change. I believe that although incredibly challenging, the experiences of the last several years will make you stronger as problem solvers, innovators, makers, and as leaders. For me, the last several years have firmly reinforced the value and importance of our creative practice and scholarly work. Art, architecture, and design are at the heart of so many of the questions being asked today. Questions about our shared values and humanity, questions about how the built environment and technology can shape public health, social justice, and a sustainable future. Questions about the ways we use art, architecture, and design to elevate all members of our society. Graduates, I know you are poised to help shape the future, equipped with diverse perspectives and an unparalleled digital fluency, and the potential to drive positive change and foster global solidarity. Navigating our rapidly evolving world will demand adaptability, tenacity, and a commitment to empathy and collaboration. I'm confident you are leaving the Sam Fox School with the technical and theoretical knowledge to excel in your fields and work at the highest levels in a multidisciplinary environment. You've also learned to think critically, develop complex projects, communicate solutions in a chosen medium, and confidently present your ideas to peers, faculty, and professionals. On behalf of your faculty and as your dean, I can attest to the dedication. I can attest to your dedication. I'm certain that your work will help shape our understanding of the world and how we interact with it. Through your creative practice and scholarly work, you have built a foundation that will allow you to make a difference in your chosen fields. Today, as you mark the end of one phase and prepare for the next steps, I want to remind you that your journey in life is made up of human relationships, serendipitous connections. In my own life, I've had the good fortune of many extraordinary opportunities, like this one as serving as the dean of the Sam Fox School, that would have been impossible to imagine when I was graduating with my MFA in 1983, 42 years ago. And while I have worked hard, tried my best to do the right thing, and made the most of every opportunity and chance I was given, I want to tell you that the key has been relationships with my peers, with my mentors, and with my colleagues, friends, and family. The people surrounding you tonight, your classmates, your faculty, and your family and friends will be part of that essential network that will help you achieve the goals to do extraordinary things. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, Ebony G. Patterson, I want to recognize Provost Wendland and my faculty colleagues on stage, if they'd please stand. Yes. Thank you for celebrating them as your great teachers and mentors. They will appreciate that when you email or text them for a letter of reference. I also want to recognize our fantastic staff who've worked hard to make this celebration today possible and so wonderful. Let's hear it for all of them. And finally, I want to give special recognition and thanks to Amy Hoff, Director of the College of Art, and Aki Ashita, Director of the College of Architecture, if they would stand to be recognized. Thank you. I owe Amy and Aki my sincere gratitude for their work leading our academic mission. Now, without further ado, let me introduce Ebony G. Patterson. Ebony G. Patterson, yay. Awesome. Ebony G. Patterson is an acclaimed artist and one of the most well-known and accomplished alumna. Her visually stunning pieces incorporate media, including tapestry, photography, video, sculpture, drawing, gardens, and installation. Her incredibly fantastical and elaborate work poses urgent and inclusive questions about class, race, gender, youth, violence, and visibility, and invisibility within a post-colonial context. They're also unmissably, like you can't miss it, unmissably, unmissably bright. She has said that her practice, glitter is light and bling is light. Yeah, I like that. Ebony earned a BFA in painting from Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts in Kingston, Jamaica in 2004. She received her MFA in 2006 from the Sam Fox School, where she was focused on printmaking and drawing. Ebony has been extremely prolific in the nearly 2 decades since her time as a student here, with solo exhibitions at the Museum of Arts and Design in New York City, a major retrospective or survey exhibition at the Perez Art Museum in Miami in 2018. She has had extensive exhibitions and held her first immersive residency at the New York Botanical Garden. Her work is in the public collections of the Whitney Museum of American Art, the Studio Museum in Harlem, in the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, the Nasher Museum at Duke University, the National Gallery of Jamaica, and many, many others. She has taught at the University of Virginia, the University of Kentucky, and the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. We've been delighted to recognize Ebony's achievements here as well at Washington University over the years. In 2011 with the College of Art Award for Distinction, in 2018 with the Stone de Gear Contemporary Art Award, and in 2001 with the University-wide Distinguished Alumni Award from Washington University at Founders Day. And we're certainly not the only one recognizing Ebony by any means. In 2024, she was named a MacArthur Fellow, the so-called Genius Award, and she is a genius. And she co-curated Prospect 6 in New Orleans, the first artist to hold such a distinction. I'm thrilled that our graduating class has the opportunity to hear from such a distinguished artist, alumni, and special friend. Please join me in welcoming Ebony G. Patterson.
Class of 2025, how you feeling? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and a very, very special Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Thelma, who couldn't be here but is tuning in from the live stream. Love you, Mommy. And a happy Mother's Day to those who are not mothers and have been chosen to mother. Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of a life? I had no model, born in Babylon, both non-white, a woman, What did I see to be except myself? I made it up here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight the other. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. Sam Fox School of Design and Visual Arts, class of 2025, welcome to your celebration. You've made it to the next round of life. These incredible words come from the American poet Lucille Clifton, Carmen Calangalo, Ralph J. Nagel, Dean and E. Desmond Lee Professor for Collaboration in the Arts, Amy Hoft, Hitzman Professor of Art and Director of the College and Graduate School of Art, Aki Ishida, Sam and Marilyn Fox, Professor and Director of the Director of the College of Architecture and Graduate School of Architecture and Urban Design, Beverly Wendland, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Washington University in St. Louis, Maddie Baker, student speaker and MFA candidate in illustration and visual culture, C.C. Gutierrez, student speaker and Bachelor of Science candidate in architecture, faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, alumni, well-wishers, and Sam Fox School enthusiasts. And again, the class of 2025, good afternoon. I have to say, when I was sitting where you are sitting now, 19 years ago, I have no recollection of who gave my commencement address or what they said, absolutely none. Ceremonies and rituals can be such a funny thing, but I was so excited, blissfully happy. And I'm sure I was also fretting as I had applied for more than 100 opportunities post-school. I'm not kidding, more than 100. So many rejections, so little time, but really I applied for residencies, teaching gigs, anything that would give me an income to support my work and my dream of being an artist. I'm pretty sure I was also daydreaming and in a daze, and most likely sleep deprived from prepping for final crits, finalizing my thesis show, finishing up final papers, and scrambling to empty the studio before the May deadline. But my hope is that today, as we engage in this act of ritual making, that maybe even one thing I say may remain with you. I often believe that I am living on the prayers of my mother, Thelma Verona, and the dreams of my great-grandmother, Henrietta Garvey. In my journey, I have taken many leaps of faith, believing not just in my dream of being an artist, but the work, the value of practice. A dear professor and friend of mine, Patrona Morrison, would remind me always, trust the work and it will take you where you need to be. I have learned if you make space, things will fill it. As my mother loves to say, nature abhors a vacuum. I come here from the small but mighty island nation of Jamaica. I arrived shiny, excited, and thrilled by the new path of being here for graduate school in printmaking and the drawing department. I left direct from my undergraduate program, which was rich and rigorous in Kingston, Jamaica, the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. And where I come from, an education is seen as a privilege, and for many, not an expectation. I was the first in my family to graduate from a tertiary institution, what says pursuing a terminal degree. And this was only possible because of a number of occurrences: rejection, response, and opportunity. My application to the painting program was rejected here. But it was a dynamic printmaking and drawing program headed then by Joan Hall that said, I think there's something here. We'd like to give her a chance. And that the Danforth Scholars Program said, okay, we'll seed it. We'll give this a chance. Without all of these things, I would never have come. It just would not have been possible. Between my mother and I, we filled in the rest. My years at WashU were filled with growing pains, not just in my practice as a student, but also personally. I faced a number of medical, racial, and social challenges, but I was unmoved by it all because my work required my commitment and my focus. Make your plan, work your plan, was and is my constant mantra. My mother, my guiding light Thelma, accompanied me to St. Louis for my orientation. She helped me to map out how to live in this new land. Her advice still serves me to this day in how I decide on a place to live, where I source food, and how it all relates to where I work and never needing a car. I can remember we were looking for an apartment for me on Waterman Boulevard, and we came off a little bit too early off the bus. And suddenly, heavy rains came, and we had no umbrella. It was a sunny day. We don't know where the rain came from. But we were drenched. We were drenched. This time was quite the bonding experience, and we still laugh about it today. These very intimate moments remind me of how much my mother and my father believed in my dream, even though they didn't understand, and sometimes still don't. On my commencement day on this campus, all dressed in my cap and gown, buzzing with excitement, with hundreds of other grads, 2 years away from home, pounding through this journey, and thousands of dollars spent and invested, and my mother turned to me and said, "You sure you want to do this?" You know, this thing being an artist. Our parents are our first teachers, but at some point in our relationship, those tables turn sooner than we realize, and we begin to teach them. My mother, over the years, has continued to hijack a number of my work trips, and it's been wonderful to catch her explaining my work to people. When she comes to my exhibitions. This is deeply fulfilling. I want to acknowledge and applaud all the parents who've been supportive of our graduates. A decision in the arts. Go on, clap, 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 clap. A decision in the arts is often seen as a daunting one. But just remember, all fields have their challenges. And the summers you have on this planet may seem like a lot, but they are not. So you may as well spend the time doing what you love and what feels urgent to you. But make no mistake, your love and your sense of urgency will always be tested. Some of you may have already decided that this course is not for you. Knowing what you want and being open to grow in your desires and recognizing that your goalposts don't just move, they change. Your history has shaped your arrival in this moment, and history is present tense. It is elastic like time, shifting in measure, ever changing and always being revised. And as strange as it may be to hear this on this day, please know you are always allowed to change your mind. I come to you today at a major crossroads of personal crisis, one that feels terrifying, heavy, and impossible. Many may look at it sensationally as a plot for multi-chapters to share on TikTok or Instagram. But crossroads are a natural occurrence of being alive. You will always come to a point in your life of major crisis, decision-making, and shifting. Some may think of these as failings or failures, but they are an opportunity for change, a chance for something new on your journey. Now, how you respond to change is what determines the new paths and roads you make for yourself. Painter Jack Whitten says, as consciousness expands, freedom expands. In your journey, openness is key. Nothing enters walls. Well, unless you take a bulldozer to it, knock that wall down. So if you can't see an opening, don't be afraid to create it. Because the opening you make is not just for you. It is for those coming up behind you. Others will look to you to understand what is possible. After all, isn't this what we are? Way makers. Struggles shape your journey, but they do not make it. In those times, remember, this is only your journey, not your destination. Be sure to build a community with people who not only choose you, but will want to catch you. This is important in the course of failure and doubt. Celebrate your wins, and I don't mean just go, yay! And I don't just mean go jump up and down either, I mean celebrate them by making space to sit with them. We are not encouraged to do this as a society. Somehow not celebrating, is seen as an act of humility. But this is a falsehood. You should be proud and happy for your wins. You should celebrate them because they too shape your journey. Do not leave other people to do this for you. It is an act of care for you. It is joy-bringing. We are sitting in times that may feel uncertain, feels fraught. When I was a student, I felt that we too were on a brink. Hurricane Katrina had happened. Many students from Louisiana were displaced, and this university opened its arms to students needing refuge. It was a high political season when all of us were watching how a hurricane became a harbinger for our collective futures. Kanye West declared on live television that Bush did not care about Black people. And the Bush and Gore election was in high gear. Our school was abuzz with presidential hopefuls coming not just to the city, but to this campus. With our excitement, we were invigorated with our history as artists. We went into action, not just around the campus, but around this city. We were digging into the motto of this institution, which is per veritate vis, strength through truth. I know in these times you may feel impossible, but please know, graduates, you wield a very dangerous weapon. Weapons of the imagination. It is why historically, in times of oppression, they have always come for the artists, the makers, and yes, you too, architects. Because we give life to possibilities. We give space to imagine, to construct new worlds and new realities. This is our charge. But we must remember that new litanies for survival are always being written. And this is only our new beginning. In your journey, you will have to learn to be like water, responding to the turns in the tides, moving with the course. These moments may feel new, but they are not. So graduates of the class of 2025, I salute you today. I believe in your class. I believe in your generation that is seeding and tilling a desire to imagine and reimagine our collective survival. We must do what we have always done. We dream, we work, we make, we care, We hold space and we make our plan and we work our plan. Class of 2025, big up yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Ebony. That was awesome. I remember that graduation 2006, but I don't remember this Ebony. You've grown so much and done so much, Ebony. Congratulations to you. It was an awesome talk. Thank you very much. And now, we will now begin with the presentation of undergraduate degree candidates. To start, I would like to introduce the chair of the Undergraduate Architecture Program, Constance Bale.
It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Arts in Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Architecture. As our students come to the stage, I would like to remind our guests to please keep the aisles clear so that students are able to easily return to their seats.
Journey Adams. Jacqueline Au. Oscar Arden Kreft. Bill Lai. Kendall Owens. Katie Plum. Summer Sun. Tony Nicole Taylor. Dylan Nicole Barry Schoen. Julia Claire Burnett. Josh Bickerstaff. Lily Susanna Boero. Amelie Corinne Bourne. Avery Caggiano. Naya Olivia Chavla. Botao Chen. Juliana Sofia Copertino. Isabella Ann Simrot. Zachary Stahl Dietrich. Declan Connor Dill. Chloe Lynn Aramosby. Adrian Ethan Fuller. Michael Giacchino. Ana Cecilia Gutierrez Torreseptian. Young J. Eric Ha. Angela Hung. Jiahe Jin. Elizabeth Jade Kriska. Zev Moshe Kupferman. Mariana Leal. Kaylee Maria LeBlanc. Kalia Lee. Jiayao Lee. Mona Lee. Nathaniel Craig Light. Ethan Loderstedt. Emery McVeigh Markison. Ariel Rebecca Mizell. Erica Miller. Daniela Moreira de Nubila. Daniel Joseph Moroz. Beckett Thomas Murtaugh. Kevin James O'Neill. Shannon Elizabeth Quintana. Shelby Roach. Luke James Robertiello. Henry Rousakis. Ariel Alyssa Roybal. Alex Sidorsky. Emma Rose Sock. Julia Ruth Starnes. Mackenzie Marie Stock. Mikhail Lauren Thompson. Cynthia Maria Vietz. Ruben Javon Wilson Wagner. Joshua Lucas Waldman. Zhiyang Wang. Dylan Wei. Edward Jolene Yu. Xiaofan Zhang.
Next, I would like to introduce the Chair of Undergraduate Art, Megan Kirkwood.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Arts, major in Arts; Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Art.
Jessica Noel Piard. Ashley Velasquez. Scott Zarider. Elliot James Andrew. Abigail Townsend Baird. Madison Brown. Grace Caroline Demba. Karen Guo. Eloise Alex Leone Harcourt. Diana Hoffman. Chloe Sloan McCauley. Bei Chi. Owen Christopher Rokas. Grace Marie Woodruff. Sean Brosnahan. Audrey Huishu Brown.
Next, I would like to introduce the chair of the new Master of Design for Human-Computer Interaction and Emerging Technology, Jonathan Hanahan.
It's my pleasure to present the candidates for the following degrees and second majors. Bachelor's of Art, major in Design, Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Communication Design, Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Fashion Design, and second majors in Design.
Cindy Boo. Michelle Chen. Yu Hyun Cho. Sophia Elizabeth Floyd. Caragillo. Virgil Godsill. Andrea Ham. Clara Yuri Kim. Sumin Kim. Jesse Kwan.
Noelle Madeline Caballero.
Omid Moshirfar. Gloria Nishimwe. Hannah Claire Peasley. Russell Pang. Freya Chin. Tori A. Relaford. Alexandra Savan. Zoe Aiden Scher. Veronica Susovica. Hazel Tao. Yi Dan Yuan. Ziki Wang.
Do I keep going?
Joy Dahi Choi. Aiden Howard Cole. Maeve Patricia Collins. Rome Diaz Rivero. Sophia Isabel DeFazio. Benjamin Eskenazi. Maximilian de Vera Francisco. Harmony Givens. Megan Zafei Guo. Sofia Gutierrez. Marissa Hart. Jamie Michelle Hebel. Amelia Johnson. Jovanka Candace Johnson. Grace Unbel Chong. Yuna Kang. Joo-hee Kim. Mame Benawa Che. Aaron Chien N. Lee. Fiona Lyons Carlson. Drew Betsy Maulmeister. Sophia Marlin. Annika Brianne Nobles. Christina Nancy Oates. Campbell O. Sophia Ann Paletti. Chandra Celine Penpiman. Helen Piloto. Jordan Rossi. Abigail Emma Schulkind. Emma Catherine Smith. John Tischke. Jane Zhang. Indigo Amanatagi. Emily Carlin. Brooke Cowan. Maggie Lucille Michael. Vivian Quinn Wynn. Julia Yuan. Brian Jihoon Lee. Joshua Lazarus Sidelsky. Zuqian Wang.
Next, I'd like to introduce Aki Ishida, Director of the College of Architecture and Graduate School of Architecture and Urban Design, and the Sam and Marilyn Fox Professor.
It is now my honor to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Ceci Gutierrez. Ceci is a candidate for the Bachelor of Science in Architecture degree. Ceci Gutierrez is an artist and aspiring architect from Mexico City. She chose to attend WashU because she was drawn to the collaborative atmosphere of the studios, which remains her source of inspirations. Ceci approaches life with curiosity, compassion, and optimism. Her work explores the role of art and design as a means for social change, challenging spatial conventions and societal norms through play and innovative co-creation. From toys to buildings, architectural research to art making, discourse to practice, she stays endlessly curious. Ceci is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Architecture with a minor in Creative Practice for Social Change, and will soon head to Mexico City to begin her professional career. Please welcome Ceci Gutierrez.
Hello. If you know me, you know a little bit about my look. If you don't, hello, I'm Ceci, and I'd like to share a little bit about my life with you. It's not a surprise to many of you that I often find myself in odd situations, like being stranded in another country without any way to communicate while trying to get back to St. Louis. Breaking my knee in Forest Park 16 hours before a flight, pretty painful, and becoming a sous chef in an Italian kitchen even though I barely know how to cook. That one still amazes me. My family would explain many of these situations as a byproduct of my cluelessness, or despistadez, as we say in Spanish. But not to justify myself, I would like to argue that they are the byproduct of the most important question we can ask as artists and designers. What if? What if, not as a question rooted in the past, but rather as a question that imagines and reimagines our present? Before we even ask this question, we already have an idea of how we understand the world. We adopt the constructs, conventions, illusions, and whatnot of the people we grew up with and the environments around us. Then comes the exciting part, the unlearning, the questioning, the why are things the way they are? What do I want to accept, embrace, carry forward? We start creating our own meanings, and with them gain our own unique eyes of expression. With these eyes, we paint, sculpt, shape, mold, transform what we know, and present it back to the world. And just like that, we become part of the kaleidoscope of perceptions that make up our reality, reflecting 1,000 different angles and forms, and tasked with visualizing what we often have no words for. Thought to hand or hand to thought. We map our cities, their challenges, their significance. We build dreamscapes. We translate systems and data. We frame views. We tell stories. We call out the beauty in the world just as much as we criticize its injustices. And you know, the beautiful thing about it is that just like a kaleidoscope, we can't reflect any of these ideas in isolation. No genius, talent, or effort has ever gone anywhere, at least anywhere significant, without the support and help of others. We need our diverse perspectives. We need to know that we can count on each other, now more than ever. It is this mutual understanding, the support, and the encouragement we give each other that form the basis of what we do. We create to understand, to share, to do, not only for ourselves, but for others. After spending the majority of our lives as students, with close to 200 Mondays walking to the East End, into our special, sometimes beautiful, often terrifying studio spaces, we are done. We're done, guys. Probably for the first time in our lives, we get to decide, do we want to move to a remote corner of the world, stay in St. Louis, stay in school, practice what we studied, or not think about it ever again? Whatever we decide, let us remember it is not definite. Our lives may no longer be defined by the 4-year life cycles that college and our entire educational careers have represented. It might feel like we have an overwhelming amount of time ahead of us, and that the choices we make now will affect all of it. But just like we've done before, we can break time down into smaller pieces and choose a couple of years to play out one of our what-if realities. Wonder with me for a second. What if you took the chance? What if you tried it simply because it sounded fascinating? What if it does happen? Personally, the answer to that question has led me to, yes, very questionable side quests, but also to gifts I never imagined. I am here today thanks to that small Mexican girl who dared to dream, who was curious enough to ask the what-ifs even when she was terrified. Every single person that has dared to dream has been brave. And when we take that leap of courage, we should all be given the opportunity to dream and to see it through. So let's be responsive. Let's help each other out to ask the important questions. We will be reminded over and over again that we hold no power, that those dreams do not belong to us, that the system is untouchable, that we can't change it. People will talk, and the challenges will say it even louder. But don't wait to listen. We are the so-called system, and we hold so much power. Power to think of our world differently, power to share new ways of seeing, power to visualize, spatialize, create, and inspire the beauty, the challenges, and the discomforts of our world. And what a difficult task we have, that regardless of whether we are conscious of it or not, intentional or not, we're modifying the cultural landscape and influencing the stories around it. So commit wholeheartedly to the stories you want to tell, because you will be saying something anyway. On my behalf, I carry the stories of my family. It's right over there. The dedication to justice of my father, Raúl, the devotion and patience of my mother, Fernanda, the adventurous and loving heart of Richard, the creativity and good jokes of my brother, Luigi, and the kindness and warm hugs of my abuelita, among many more. I carry the stories of my friends, stories of kind and fierce compassion. I carry places I've been, and now I carry Washu and St. Louis too. These stories live in me, guide me, and remind me that I'm never walking alone. And as we each step into our own unknowns, I hope we remember that we don't leave behind what shaped us, we bring it forward. So ask the what ifs, chase the wonder, and carry your stories with you. They are the root of your courage, the light in your dreaming, and the proof that your presence here now already means something. Congrats! Yes.
Thank you for that talk and your inspiring words, Ceci. We will now begin the presentation of graduate degree candidates. To start, I would like to introduce the Joanne Stolaroff-Kotzend Professor of Architecture and the Chair of Graduate Architecture, Monica Rivera.
It's my pleasure to present the candidates for the following degrees: Masters of Architecture and Masters of Science in Architectural Studies.
Augustus K. Abbey. Samuel Abraham Adcock. John Addison. Azat Bickmullen. Morgan Ann Bryan. Mason Burris. Tatiana Ebele Nkechi Kapko. Dexwan Chen. Dakwing Chan. Pin Chen Chen. Yilin Chen. Sri Achuta Cherukuri. Madeline Elizabeth Cordray. Patrick Fitzgerald. Abigail Virginia Fonville. Chenji Fu. Veronica Geschwend. Hannah Lauren Grau. Nate Halstead. Jin Zhao. Lucas Kamal. Elizabeth R. Kablusek. Azia Khan. Polina Korolkova. Reese Edmund Lash. Songyan Li. Yiming Lin. Michael Dmitry Luchenkov. Marlon Ma. Evan Molina. Justin Keir Moore. Eleanor Linnea Muckstad. Alyssa C. Nathan. Kino Ning. Stephanie Perna. Caitlin Prater. Holly Rising. Samuel Stephen Scriba. Rebecca Morgan Spratt. Vinay Kumar Tala. Shuwei Tu. Lauren Eve Weiss. Emma Wolcott. Xiaoyue Yuan. Ke Ying Zhong.
Next, I would like to introduce the Chair of Graduate Landscape Architecture, Derek Hofferlin.
It is my pleasure to present the following degree, Master of Landscape Architecture.
Holly Rising.
Caitlin Sampson. Jia Song.
Next, I would like to introduce the Director of Sustainable Design and Environmental Justice and the Chair of Urban Design, Linda Samuels.
It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the following degree, Master of Urban Design.
Lucas Kamal.
Ayung Shin.
Emma Wolcott.
Next, I would like to introduce the Chair of Master of Fine Arts in Illustration and Visual Culture, John Hendricks.
It is my great pleasure to present the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts in Illustration and Visual Culture.
Thomas Atwood. Chris Ganatra. Cleonique Ilsaka. Charlie Hoppy. Lena Christine Humble. Benjamin Alri Kent. Katie Claras. Mu-Young Lee. David Wayne Maupin. Madison Andrea Baker. Sabah Seifur Rehman. Manimanjari Sengupta. Sarah Ashley Hawks.
Next, I would like to introduce the Chair of the Master of Fine Arts in Visual Art, Tiffany Calvert.
It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts in Visual Art.
Eva Agüero. Samantha Janet Berger. Catherine Elizabeth Cook. Tahia Farhin Hawk. Addison Ray Hoy. Jung So Kim. Mulan. Carmen Ribado. Grace Carolyn Ryder. Roy Uptain. Cheswava Amy Rose Wykowski.
Next, I would like to introduce Amy Haupt, Director, College of Art and Graduate School of Art, Jane Reuter Heitzman, and Herbert F. Heitzman, Jr., Professor of Art.
It's now my honor to introduce our graduate student speaker, Maddie Baker. Maddie is a candidate for the Masters of Fine Arts in Illustration and Visual Culture. Maddie Baker works with beautifully idiosyncratic style. She's an award-winning illustrator and comics artist who hails from Boise, Idaho. Maddie earned her bachelor's in fine arts and illustration from Brigham Young University, and as of today, her master's in fine art from the Sam Fox School's Illustration and Visual Culture program. She works across disciplines, including kidlit, comics, painting, pattern design, and now, writing and research. Her works explore everyday women finding joy in their everyday, collaging and painting with color, texture, and traditional media. We are so pleased to have her speak for the graduating graduate class of the Sam Fox School. Please welcome Maddie Baker.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maddie, and in the MFA Illustration and Visual Culture program, I have spent the last 2 years learning to tell stories as a writer and illustrator. Stories carry magic, and my earliest childhood memories of being loved are tied up in being read aloud to. Perhaps that's why one of my favorite pastimes still today is reading picture books out loud, and especially reading out loud to grown-ups. Picture books have just as much magic to offer us now, I think, as when we were kids. And so, please enjoy Extra Yarn by acclaimed writer-illustrator duo Mac Barnett, and John Klassen. On a cold afternoon in a cold little town, where everywhere you looked was either the white of snow or the black of soot from chimneys, Annabelle found a box filled with yarn of every color. So she went home and knit herself a sweater. And when Annabelle was done, she had some extra yarn. So she knit a sweater for her dog Mars, too. But there was still extra yarn. And when Annabelle and Mars went for a walk, Nick pointed and laughed and said, "You two look ridiculous." "You're just jealous," said Annabelle. "No, I'm not," said Nick. But it turned out he was. And even after she'd made a sweater for Nick and his dog and for herself and for Mars, she still had extra yarn. Annabelle then, despite initial misgivings of her classmates, told her peers at school that she would knit sweaters for them all. "Impossible," they cried. But it turned out she could, and she did. And when she was done, she still had extra yarn. So she knit sweaters for her mom and her dad, and for Mr. Pendleton and Mrs. Pendleton, and for Dr. Palmer and for little Lewis. She made sweaters for everyone except Mr. Crabtree, who never wore sweaters or even long pants, and who would stand in his shorts with the snow up to his knees. "No sweater for me, thanks," said Mr. Crabtree. So she made Mr. Crabtree a hat, and even then, Annabelle still had extra yarn. She made sweaters for all the dogs and all the cats, and for other animals too. Soon, people thought, soon, Annabelle will run out of yarn. But it turned out she didn't. So Annabelle made sweaters for things that didn't even wear sweaters. And things began to change in that little town. News of this remarkable girl spread around the world until one day, an archduke who was very fond of clothes sailed across the sea and demanded to see Annabelle. "Little girl," said the archduke, "I would like to buy that miraculous box of yarn, and I am willing to offer you $1 million. "No, thank you," said Annabelle, who was knitting a sweater for a pickup truck. The archduke's mustache twitched. "2 million, he said. Annabelle shook her head. 10 million, shouted the archduke. "Take it or leave it." "Leave it," said Annabelle. "I won't sell the yarn." And she didn't. So, that night the archduke hired 3 robbers to break into Annabelle's house. And they stole the box and took it to the archduke, who sat across the snow and sailed over the sea back to his castle. Then he took out the box and he lifted its lid and looked inside. His mustache quivered, it shivered, it trembled. The archduke hurled the box out of the window and into the sea, where it floated back to Annabelle. Yet again, full of extra yarn. Thank you. Sorry, I actually meant the end. I have more to say. My fellow artists, designers, and architects, each one of us has our own little box of magic yarn. That yarn is different for you than it is for me. It is the thing that is sacred and special to your being that only you can give away. It is that creative energy that somehow, even though you've made a lot of things, still has a little left over to keep making the world a more beautiful place. It is the history of who you are and what you need to say. combined with the skills that you have. Like Annabelle's yarn, this inherent creative energy cannot be used up, sold, or stolen. It is the thing we came to Sam Fox to learn to use. In our classes here, we've learned together and made our first lumpy sweaters. We have each made progress in finding and applying our unique voices with the help of our peers and faculty. Like Annabelle, we've experienced obstacles and doubts, including our own self-doubts. But we have persistently kept knitting anyway. A handful of years later, we each have a better idea of what our unique yarn can offer to ourselves and to our towns. We must each ask ourselves, what will I do with mine? Perhaps you will use it to knit your town with social justice, beauty, laughter, or empathy. Perhaps you will team up with other knitters and cover whole skyscrapers. The best part of your creative voice is that it simply never runs out. There will always be enough extra yarn to make some new, beautiful, or worthwhile thing. Whatever you choose to do with your creative voice, may we each have the courage of Annabelle, who put the doubters to rest, and who had the confidence to trust her own intuition. With our extra yarn, let us give generously and knit color into our lives, our families, our towns, and our world. We are going to do something extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. That was awesome. Say. Both of you. Let's hear it for both of them. Say, Maddie, amazing. They nailed it. One more time for Ebony. Yay. Before I wrap things up, I have a couple of things that I just want to do to help conclude the event. First thing is, I want to take your picture. Ready? Class, here we go. I'm good at this. Here, say, smile. You're beautiful. Best looking class in 19 years, absolutely. Okay. There's perfect. Okay. I'm going to do it again just to see how loud you can be. Here, try it. This is a video. Go. Yay! Okay, it's a perfect warm-up. On the way over here, I was walking, and the video screen was there, and Arts and Sciences was doing their same recognition ceremony. And Dean Hu, I noticed, and he was handing up his little banner, for the Arts and Science School, and he was encouraging them when the big graduation commencement happens tomorrow. When our provost, Beverly Wendland, calls me up and says we're going to confer the degrees of the Sam Fox School, you're going to do the same thing. When you're going to hang this up and you're going to yell, do that again. Yay, Sam Fox! Okay. They do this every year to me. In 19 years, I've watched this happen. Engineering, Aaron Bobick, Dean Bobick, he'll really reinforce this. So I'm just going to have you practice just one more time. Small and mighty is the way that our landscape architecture program was just described. And I think the whole Sam Fox School is small and mighty. So ready? Yay! Okay. Don't tell anyone we did that, Beverly. Yeah. Okay. This was awesome. It's great to see all of you. I put on my Instagram that you are the best class ever in 19 years, and I heard back from some alumni, and they said, oh, really? But I thought about it for a minute, and I think, yeah, oh, really, they are, and they just keep getting better, and you guys just keep getting better, and I love you. You've done an amazing job. As you embark on the next phase of your journey, we are confident that you will fully utilize the power of your disciplines and your education in the Sam Fox School. Congratulations to all our graduates. Yes. Small and mighty. We are super excited to see where your paths will take you and the remarkable things you will achieve. Remember to stay in touch and come back to visit, as you will always be part of the Sam Fox School and our amazing community around the world. Congratulations once again to the Sam Fox class of 2025. That concludes our program. Happy Mother's Day. Party time.